Okay, good. So we'll just loosen just a little bit, just a little bit of vertical bounce. And if you find the floor, and swing in front and back. And to connect to the sides. Yeah, and to get into a rotation. And take into an open-close pattern. And then from that, just mixing in the directions. Good, just coming back to the center, and we'll just take it to the head, roll in circles one way. And change direction. So a little bit of pressure to the back, a little lengthen through the back of the head. Instead of curve forward, drawing the elbows together, drop the shoulders. Yeah, releasing them, just bring the hands under the jaw, a little bit of pressure up, just meet it with a little bit of tension down first. Very slowly, just going to increase the pressure up, lengthen through the front of the neck. Slowly release it, take it to one side, release the opposite side. Switching over. Release it, pull the shoulders out a little bit. And change. Open up one way. Just open up the arms, big circles back. Rock into a figure of 8. Open up the sides of the body. And big circles with the lips. And the other way. Extending down one side. And change. A little bit wider, rocking side to side. Use a little bit deeper, bringing the toes up. And lengthening through both legs, bringing the hands level with the chest. Folding the body up and reaching one ankle to the other, opposite hand to foot. And finding the center, walking the hands back behind you, length through the arms, draw the body down to the ground a little bit. Release the arms, walk the mat forwards, keep the hips back, lengthen through the body. Take the weight forward into the hands, walk the feet together at the back, just lengthening, alternating sides, bring the heels to the ground. Lengthen down both sides. And from here, just bend the knees down towards the ground, just float them off the ground, lengthen the hips back up, just press the knees down, press them back. Keep the pressure in the hands even. Bring the knees down, just closer, and just play first with a cat-cow, so just extending, flexing through the spine, keeping the arms straight, and just keep the breath nice and big as you do it. Good. And just rocking the weight back into the heel, bring the toes up. Just start with the fingers pointing out. Just going to start to set the hips back and then start to lift the palms out of the ground. If it feels comfortable, you can also start to bend the elbows a little bit towards the body. Keep the weight back and just play with it a few times, just rocking out of it. Take the weight out of the heels, drop it back, lengthen up the palm. And if you want, bend the elbows a little bit. Just to increase the stretch with it. Just a couple more times. And just bring them off the ground. Shake them out a little bit. We just play with just 3 positions. The first one's like a 8 position, so it's like a low squat position. In this case, just using the hands lightly, work with a fist, and just going to very gently kind of pad the ground with the fist. So taking a little bit of weight into it, but mostly keeping it in the feet. So you're just going to kind of play with strong fist, padding in. You can do it with both hands at the same time. You can do it just with one. Just just explore this position a little bit. So you've got a low hip position, legs are together, hands coming down inside the thighs, arms inside the thighs. Just playing with just shifting the weight a little bit to the hands. Good. Right. And then from here, we're just going to play with a little bit of a back rock UKEMI. So if you just find a nice gentle pace with it, go at your own pace. Really use the arms with this one. Just to press in, roll down the back, bring the body up. So allow the legs to kick, come together at the top. Nice big roll across the shoulder. Keep going, just a couple more. Very good. Nice. Very good. Right. Good. And then from there, we'll just come up into a four limb position. It's like a beast position. So in this case, the knees are bent, just hovering off the ground, back's nice and long, facing forward with the head. And in this one, just play with again floating in the position. So just mobilizing into it, mobilizing a little bit the hips, the shoulders. And the next thing to play with once you feel comfortable there is just start to lift limbs off the ground. So you can lift a hand, lift a foot. Once that feels comfortable, the core's nice and solid, play with lifting two. So probably easier lifting alternative limbs. Left hand, right foot, right hand, right foot, right hand. Good. And just kind of padding the contact down again. So the foot pads down, the hand pads down. Good. Good. Great. Just a little bit more. Good. And then if you come down to knees, we'll just play a little bit with the forward roll position, but not the actual roll, so just setting down into a 𝘧𝗪𝘅 position. Hand coming here, reaching for the back knee, just extend it out and start to draw down into the shoulder, and then pull the leg back, bring the hand back, switch the side. So just a nice big full motion with it. And weights going alternating hand to knee. And then you'll find that big circular arc with the front arm. Settle the shoulder down, start to look towards the back foot. And you'll lengthen through the spine. Just for the weight nice and balanced. Great. Okay, good. That's that. Good. Great. Good. And then from there, we're going to the last position we'll look at, which is a crab position. So it's a all-fours position on the back. And the best mobility work you can do from this one is you can think about a kind of bridge up with the hip and just lengthening through the body. And the hips are always kind of floating in this one. So you've got two ranges you can play with, the low position and then the top position. And again, once you're in there, just play with mobilizing through the shoulders, mobilizing through the hip. Feel the weight's kind of even, so there you're in a tabletop position. Crab, it's kind of a bit lower, floating the hips up. And once you're comfortable with it, just play with a little bit like reaching, taking the limbs off the ground. So taking a foot off the ground, taking a hand off the ground, and just letting the core be strong, stable. Also playing with mobilizing in those positions. So the next step will be take a leg off, start to mobilize a little bit. Take a hand and a foot off, start to mobilize a little bit. Just explore the position a little bit. Breathe as you're doing it. Nice and nice. Good. Good. Nice. Very nice. Good. Good. And then the last position we'll play with is just the back roll. So don't do the full one with this, and you start with the hips down. Just think for this one, it's just a nice range of motion with it. You're taking the foot over the shoulder. You can use the arm out to the side with this just to give you a bit more stability through it. You're going to take the toe back over and then just press yourself back over. Play with one side just a few times. So you just pulse the toe, press the body back, pulse the toe, press it back, and then when you switch, just switch the side. Same leg goes over, same side, touch, pull back. So this is what I mean, you get nice and control with it, balance at that point, and then just drop the body back this way. So it's just a rock back touch, come back over. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Good. Very nice. Good. Super. Good. Okay, great. We're going to go back to that first position we got to. So you're in the 8 position. So you've got like all the weights mostly distributed into the legs. You've got the legs together. In this case, hands padding down. Just play with mobilizing with this now. So we'll look at these same 3 positions, but just mobilizing with them. You've got a few options with this. The first one to play with is just kind of rolling forward with it and shuffling the feet into it. Okay, so you press the hands forward, shift a little bit of weight into them, and then just rock the body forward into it. You can do that front and back. That's kind of where you want to stay with it. They can do that forwards, they can do it backwards. It's just pressing weight into it. Once you feel kind of comfortable with that, you can also explore just going a little bit deeper into it and floating the weight up a little bit. So you take the arms forward, take the weight, and you go forward with it. So just play with forwards and backwards in this one. Again, you're just shifting the weight into it. You can do this with the fist, or you can do it with the hands. Either way is kind of good to play with. Nice. So it's just either like a shuffle of the feet, or if you want, take all the weight into the hands as you go into it. A nice preparation for a handstand. We won't go there today. Nice. So it's just shuffling a little bit forwards, a little bit back, mobilizing through it. And in between it, just letting the weight fully settle back into the feet. And again, the hands are just there as contact points. No real weight in them. Great. Good, and then we're going to go back into the rock with the 𝘭𝘠𝑚i work. In this case, really use the arms, and you're going to really roll up. As you come up, really press into the hands here. So you take a little bit more weight to the side through the roll, a little bit more open in the hip, and press into the hands a little bit, and then use it just to come back out of it. So it's just a little bit fuller range, going into the hip. So just release the hands a little bit as well. Full rock back, full rock forward into it. Keep the breath flowing as you do it. Full range of motion with the hip in the position. Great. Great. Good. Next up, you're coming up into that V's position, or crawl position. Again, all fours with this one. And again, just play first with mobilizing. So hand and foot, and then play with actually taking the body again forwards and backwards. So you just go into alternate hands and foot. You're going to play a little bit together. If it's comfortable, start to take the steps out a little bit wider. And try and really let the hands and feet work together. So if you think about the hands and the feet really operating together, arriving at the same time. Just a couple forwards, couple back. Knees are just floating off the ground with this one. Head looking forward if you can. It usually feels a bit uncomfortable, but this is nice to just play with. the lengthened neck position. Good, very nice. Great. Good, and then we'll just transition back into the forward roll. So this time, do this nice and slow. Take your time with it. You bring the hand down, find that front arc position, and then just letting the body rock over. So take your time with it. Really use the breath as you go through it. Working with good strong extension, looking forward and then enter into the curl. Looking for the foot, and bring the head back up. So just landing back in a kneeling position. Really using the arms through the position, so using the arms to take weight, give direction to the body. And hands and the feet are really operating together. Very nice. Very good. Good, and then we go into the crab position. So you go in and back into that bridge crab position, and again just play with moving with it. There's a few directions you can do with this, but just start with kind of forward and backwards again. So can you do an alternate limbs in this case, and you're just kind of rolling with it. Make the steps short to begin with, and again once you're used to it, just start to take a little bit more weight into it. Start to bring the limbs a little bit higher. Go into it. You can also play a little bit with going into rotations and reaches with this, which would be going into these kind of positions. But just think about and just mobilizing the body with it. Really good one to work from the front of the body. Nice. Perfect. Good. And then the last one's going to the full backwards roll with this one. So you can either have the hand out to the side or you can bring it within the body. In this case, I'm just going to start on the knee for it. So put a little bit more space and then rock down into it. Bring the hip down, reach over, come up, and again finishing in a kneeling position. So to go to mix in a little bit both sides. In this case, starting a little bit higher. Again, either the arm out to the side or tucking it in, tucking inside the body as you go. So you do the drop through, reach around the back, bring the legs together, sit the hips back into it, take your time with it. A nice big backward drop. Good. And then last one we'll do is just working with those three together. So you need a bit of space forward of the mat. So if you start back, you start with the rock back, you go into a forward and then you go into a backwards roll and you reset. So I'll show you the form. If you want to watch it, it goes back into this. Oh, sorry, you need space behind you. Sorry, that's the wrong one. You go back with it. You rock back into the backwards roll and then you go forwards into the roll. This gets a little bit different order. It goes rock, backwards roll, and then you go into the forward roll. And you rock back and then into your forward roll. If you do the same side, hand and foot going backwards as forward, you'll also kind of switch sides as you go through it. So you do the same side, back, as you go forward, that next rock will just switch the side. So it's just a combination. Back, back roll, forward roll. Good. Good, we'll do one more. This is just to play with them, so take as much pause as you need with this one. But if you think about those three movements we did, you've got like an 8 position, you've got a beast crawl position, and you've got the crab position this way. Whatever, it's just play with cycling between them, which can be very easy. It's just a question of either rocking the weight to the feet, crawling into the hands, switching over. Yeah, so you can just play with them. And then every so often with them, just play a little bit with the rolls as well. So keeping the shapes of the body, but just use these now to just mobilize a little bit around the mat, around your space. And then you can just play with rocking the body into a roll. So it's just really getting used to the ground, getting used to the limbs coordinating. You just be a little bit more playful with your UKEMI, or with the rolls. Keep breathing as you do it, take as much space as you need. Take as much time as you need. Very good. Good. Okay, great. And then just coming up to standing, just shake everything out a little bit. So just start with the wrists. Release them out of the bottom. Just have the fingers. Just shake them out a little bit at the top. Let them roll a little bit, figure of eights with the elbows. Slight incline of the body, shake out the arms, shoulders. And then this one, it's like a figure of 8 motion, but you kind of whip the body into it. So you do it like this pattern. There's the front shoulder that the body's making contact with, or you can also take it a little bit lower. So it's just working down a little bit, shoulder, ribs, torso, abdomen, and also the back arms just kind of releasing as well as you do it. So you get into this one, become quite flexible. You can also work on the arms. Good, and then just taking the light fist just loosely into the, well not loosely, quite heavy into the glutes. Going down the the outer leg, hamstring. Touch lighter going into the back of the knee. back of the calf. Just be careful now coming up, don't go to the shin bone, just go into the inside, outside of the calf, from the front. A little bit careful with the shin bone. Gently coming up around, be careful of the knee, going up to the inner thigh. And back up carefully into the groin. Up into the abdomen. Work all your way around it. Looking at one side of the body, towards the armpit, top of the pecs, shoulders. Going around the top side of the arm, down. Up the underside. And back around the other side, working up towards the armpit. Up to the top, pec, shoulder, down the arm. And the underside. Gently onto the back of the neck, in this case just with an open hand. Nice and gentle. Going up to the skull, back side of the skull, going into the top side. Take the hands, rub them together a little bit, making a fire. Good. Don't press into the eyes, you just go into the sockets, and you just add a bit of pressure in, and just add a little bit of a roll if it feels comfortable around the outer edge of the eye. Going up to the side of the nose, work your way down.
Sorry, I just got to.
No problem. Go to the nose, and then just onto the front of the nose. Just play with a little bit of a circle, both ways. Front of the nose. So, go to the cheekbones. Onto the jaw. Underside of the jaw, working up to the ears, close onto the ears. Release them, work down onto the side of the neck. And last point, just going into the clavicles, it's just we take the fingers and go on the top side of the bone and the underside of the bone as well. Just working across, work both sides a little bit. Last one's just to brush off the arms. So just take the arms down, inside, outside. Shake them out a little bit. And we're just taking some full body swings. We'll start with a little bit of extension work. So I know we've done a lot of extension work and flexion, but just take a couple of deep breaths with this. Reach up onto the toes. And then as you hinge down, as you swing the arms down, hinge the knees, bring the arms back over the top of the head. Full flexion at that point, and then reach back up with it. If you want to kind of settle back into the toes at any point, into the heels at any point, just do that. But think about a breath in, nice and deep. Spread open the body. As you breathe out, flexion down. Let the arms come a little bit over the top of the head. So just think about taking all the weight down into the ground with it. Flex up, extend up, flexion down. And just follow the breath with it. And then the next one's just really based on a release, so go a little bit wider with the legs, feet pointing forward with it. Raise up in the same way, but keep the heels down, keep the pressure down, and then let the upper body just release into the legs. So bend the knees a little bit, into like a low squat, and you just finish with the arms kind of brushing the ground. Let the head soften, neck soften. And then we're going to breathe in again, just take the body up. And then you release it down. Let all the air out of the lungs. And you feel the need to breathe in. Breathe in, reach up, and then let it out the bottom. So again, you've got flexion, extension. Extension up with the in-breath. Flexion down, release. All the way through the center line, you do just a few more. Nice. Great, very nice. Good. Good. Great. And then the next one, you're just coming back to hip width with the feet. Keep the feet flat on the ground. Go back to the swing and just focusing on releasing through the shoulder now. So the main thing with this area is trying to get the sense to kind of initiate everything. So it's a little bit kind of a smaller movement. But try and get the sense that the center drives down into the feet, as if the arm's been just dragged down to the body from the ground. And if you want to incorporate a little bit of breath work into this, if you do this faster, it's going to have to be a little bit sharper with the breath. If you think about the down portion, it's generally going to be kind of breath out. So there's a kind of breath in and out, and out. Again, just using the breath work just to release a little bit more, and also just bring the structure together, particularly kind of tying the torso into the shoulders and the hips. Nice. Good. Very good. Nice. And then using the same motion, if you just take a 𝘭𝘠𝘦𝘴. In this case, again, same foot position, really the same kind of elements of the movement. So you've got the raise up, finding the spine in this case, and then just dropping down into it. So just really let the sword release into this one. If you can touch the floor with it if you've got a soft floor. And focus really now on the raise. So you've got the added weight of the sword now. Focus really on the raise up. So before it's not much of a challenge to raise the arms up. Just now with that little bit of weight, and just letting the sword drop through the center line. So right the way through the center line, but again, just taking a little bit more focus to the quality of the body as you raise it to the top. And settle into it. And again, the work's trying to get the core of the body to motivate the movement. Nice. Now, this is just to play with a little bit more of an upright position. You're still going to a little bit of an incline with the body because you're asking the hip to hinge with it, but focus on really a point forward as you do it. If you can, use a kind of straight line to work with, so either the corner of a wall or a door frame, or if you don't, well, you probably all have that, but if you don't, you can also use your view on Zoom as well. But the key thing now is just have really a focus forward and let everything happen around the body this way. So one of the tendencies with this movement is to kind of follow the sword up and down, particularly in the down portion, to kind of look down with the sword. So just play with a little bit more of an upright position now, looking out, basically on the horizon line where you would be. And again, if you've got a door frame or something you can follow, it's also nice just to use it as a track for the sword up and down, just passing through the center line. And just notice the tendency to either go either side of the line, both in the cut and the raise, and see if you can just let it follow But again, it's a little bit easier if you've got a point of reference for the head and the eyes, just to follow. Be looking a little bit more of an upright position now. Keep that same feeling, swinging through the shoulder, dropping the sword through, focusing on the raise as much as the cut. Just with a little bit of an added focal point for the head now. Yes, good. Great. There we go, great. Good, and then we'll just come into a cut position without the focus. Bring the footwork into it now, so the right foot's going to again just be aligned with whatever you're using to focus on, that kind of a door frame or a corner of the wall. Create a line through the body with it. The tip's going to just follow that line, so just enter into that cut. And every so often with this, you've got to swing through, just allow the sword to settle with the hip. So at the time when the hip fixes into the foot or lands into the foot, receives the weight, the foot receives the weight of the hip, just start to settle the sword into it as well. So you've got two options. You can just drop into it, establish the hip work and the footwork, and then once you feel that's in place, just start to drop the sword onto the hip. So as if the hip just acts as a stable platform for the sword. Good.
Sorry, Michael, I need to take you to the airport.
Okay, go.
I'll see you Friday.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Okay, good. And again, where the breathwork will kind of help with this is going to kind of allow you to gradate the power through the motion. So one of the tendency with cutting work particularly is to kind of go through the motion and then start to add at the end of it. So the power basically comes in at the last kind of 5% of the motion. Think about now using the breath with it. Start to apply a little bit of focus through the cut, but take your time with it. So there's a kind of feeling of power through the motion, but actually just a feeling of connection through the body. So power is just a kind of consequence of balanced, connected structure. So just play a little bit with the breath now, and just add a little bit of focus to the cut. But again, you want the hips to be solid for the sword to be kind of receiving the ground. So start to add a little bit of focus into the end of the cut. But again, focusing on as much, all of the motion through it. A nice, solid, connected cut. There we go. Nice. Good. And then we'll just take it to the form where you do this all in one motion. Give yourself a break in between, which is basically pulling back to Kamae. So if you start in Kamae already, think about this whole thing now as one motion. So you reach the back, drop the foot, and then cut in. And then each time just reset back into Kamae. It's a very subtle adjustment back. The job now is to go from that Kamae position straight up to the back and then engage the hips straight into the cut with it. And again, just give yourself space in between. So you've got a neutral position. You go engaging into the cut, all the weight drains into the cut. And then just like to allow yourself to reset each time. Look for that connection, feel the connection from the core to the tip. You drive it through that motion. Then you're looking for just one smooth motion out through the cut. So there's no pause in the spine now, it's just engaging into it. Nice. Good, and then we'll play with the form, which is again really one motion. In this case, you're springing forward with the footwork. So again, it works from that kamae position. You're drawing up through the center line, pressing the body in and landing the weight in the same time. And then just take a couple of steps back with it. Pull back into the kamae, keep the connection. Keep that kind of focal point out again, so using the frame for the cut. Still with Shomenuchi cut through, and then pulling back with it. So you just want the whole body to initiate through that motion. Give yourself time in that position, get neutral, and then bring the body into the cut. Back out of it. Just working connection. Use the breath with it as well, so that it becomes tied into the motion. Good. And then lastly, play with different targets in the room. So you've got two options. You can use just an object on the room to kind of focus towards, or you can actually use a target in terms of an object to hit towards. Don't make contact with it, even if you can. But for example, like play with the tip of the flower and play with really cutting into it. So the quality of the movement now is to take the weight of the body and also transfer it through the tip of the weapon now. So that becomes the focal point for this now. You can play with obviously different height objects. Try and keep to a Shomenuchi, in this case, just for simplicity. And it's just that you can train the weight to enter through the sword, both in kind of feeling sense, don't hit the thing you're striking towards, but also just in terms of alignment through the structure. It's easier to work with things that are kind of center level, hip level, but you can also work with high, low objects. Find an object, work towards it, cut towards it, just within kind of touching distance with it. Good. And if you ever feel a little bit like, I'm going to say weak with it, but something like where I feel like the connection's also a bit kind of working in this kind of area. Sometimes that happens, but just if that happens, I play with this kind of exercise where I go like this and I just go like this into it. And then I actually make contact with the object and let the weight kind of settle into it. I'm not pressing weight into it, but I'm actually really making contact with it. The key with this is actually the feeling in the body, so it's not really about the sword, it's about how the body's kind of moving through the space and generating the contact through the ground. So if you get caught with that, or you feel like the body's kind of holding out a little bit, or I'm also getting lost with the coordination of the body, just go to a really simple one, which would be just like I'm here and then just reach out to it. And then I really want the feeling of the body to kind of reach out with the contact as well. It's kind of how I'm creating a feeling connection through the body into the target as well. And just makes it a little bit more complex with the sword, because you've also got the sword to kind of transfer your feeling into as well. So a double thing, that's kind of what's interesting as well. Yeah, nice, am I? That's it. Good. Nice. And then last week, just to loosen off a little bit, just find again hip width with the feet, loosen the grip out a little bit, and just play with a really release down. So just try and release the shoulders a little bit. Let the head center on the rib cage onto the pelvis, let the knees soften. Just feel all the weight plugging back into the ground through the feet. And just to settle the breath as well, just going to reach up a little bit, soften the body up, soften the shoulders to the back. Big breath in and then release it all the way down. Just do a few, yeah. That's a big deep breath in. Soften it down. A little bit longer each time. Last one. Great. Where we go, we will bow up with right there. Great. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Okie doke. Thank you
Thank
very much.